Yeah, it's kind of rough. AJR suddenly released a song earlier this week, not on a Friday when you typically release new music, not with a lot of build up and like hype as a single, but apparently this is a song that will be on their new album, which is tentatively titled TMM, I think. But this song will be on the album. But this song, God is Really Real, is about the father of the AJR brothers, who, at the time the song was written, was very sick, bedridden in a hospital. And actually, the day that the song released, later in the day, I read he passed away. In the song's two verses, Jack is kind of talking about the state of the world right now, something that AJR kind of likes to do on songs like Birthday Party or otherwise, and they're doing it to provide context for the chorus. But in this first verse, they establish what's going on, that their dad is really sick and he has something in his lungs, like cancer or something, I would assume, lung cancer possibly. And they ended up canceling a concert, which is also referenced in the first part of this first verse. And they say the earth is always spinning. You know, their dad is deathly sick and the earth is still spinning. The New York Times is publishing an article. You know, their newspapers are still running. And each day the world wakes up, our lawns will still be wet, and my dad can't get out of bed. In the second verse, the first half of the second verse, he once again says, hey, AI art is getting really good. Everybody is sad on social media. People are trying to go to Mars. Everybody's talking about their problems. And in the second half of the second verse, he talks more about his dad. This kind of thing happens to other dads, you know, getting really sick and on their deathbed, but it doesn't happen to my dad. We should distract the doctors. We should sneak you out of this terrible hospital room and, you know, give you some fresh air. You should join the band on tour. Come on, Dad, get out of bed. In the chorus, they talk about their dad who is dying, and they're talking about mortality and life is really long until it stops. And they say God is really real when you really, really need him. Karma just appears when you suddenly believe it. And he's kind of talking about how we wish, you know, things. We call out to God and we cry to God and we really need him. But then in the chorus, in the last line of the chorus, he says, God is fake till he's not. And the song has a lot of anger. I feel like as they're processing their dad dying, they're like basically like looking at the sky and like, God, where are you when our dad is dying? Why are you letting this happen? Is how the song comes across. Even though the music is very pleasant, it really kind of amplifies how hard-hitting this chorus is and how rough this chorus is and how bitter this chorus is, with just this really pleasant guitar music and some harmonies and some nice vocals throughout the rest of the song. The last part of the song is just an outro. It's just its own thing. The music is a little bit more stripped back. It feels like it's letting yourself breathe so that Jack can really say what he wants to say. And what he wants to say is, I love you, Dad. He says that the words I love you, though, sound kind of corny. So instead of just straight up saying I love you, he's writing this song for his dad. And he says, I'll sing it for you, Dad, when you get out of bed. I'll sing it for you when you get out of bed. There's not much else to say. I mean, it's a very dark song. It feels like it's coming from a very genuine place. In my opinion, it feels very real. It feels very rough. Well, even though musically I think the song sounds very nice. I'm not going to critically analyze this the way that I normally do, even though I did talk about the lyrics. But I'm not going to pass too much judgment on this in the way I normally do, just because it would feel kind of strange at this point. With all the family must be going through and the brothers must be going through with the passing of their dad. But, yeah, it's very sad. I don't have much else to say. I hope these guys are doing good. I hope they're all going to be okay. And I'm sure they will all be okay. But, just hope they can process all this well. And hopefully, the song helps. And them kind of, because that is how AJR feels like they bear a lot of their own souls in their music, and through songwriting. I think that's what's going on here, and just hopefully this helps with the grieving process and all that kind of stuff. But Yeah, that's all I have to say for today. The song is rough.